Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm looking at this. This is The Call from 2013. It's been described as a psychological crime thriller, but I think it's a bit more than that, really. I think there's a lot of horror, particularly in the latter half of the film. And I think that really adds to my enjoyment of this film. It's not just a run-of-the-mill kind of action thriller. And it's also a great premise, this film, as well, which I think works really well. Now, it's 94 minutes long. Rotten Tomatoes give it 44%. I think some of the critics were, rather cruel about this film. They didn't appreciate it, I don't think, as is often the case, as we know. But I'll tell you something. It was made on a very low budget of $13 million. Low budget. I mean, that is considered quite low budget, considering you've got a star name as well in this film. And at the box office, it made $68.6 million. It's considered a hit, a bit of a surprise hit, I think, to some people, but not to those in the know, as the audiences really love this. And I can see why. And there's a lot of really good things in this film. Well, the screenplay was by Richard de Ovidio. I think that's how you say it. And his story was originally envisaged to be a TV series. I can see that. I could see this idea about these calls operators of the 911 having interesting stories to tell. But they decided they'll make a film of it. And this is the film we get. And it's great. It's directed by Brad Anderson, who's got a very interesting filmography that he's directed. He was director of Session 9, 2001. He was director of The Machinist, 2004. That stars Christian Bale, incidentally. It's very good as well. Blood, 2022, a more recent one, horror film. Yes, he's got that horror film, but in him, definitely. He has directed horror films, so I think that is important in this film. And also, he was involved in a TV series, which I really loved. It went from 2008 to 2011, and it was Fringe. Fringe was a very creative, clever series. Absolutely loved that. Also, it took 25 days filming, which is, well, it's less than a month, isn't it? It was filmed in California. They managed, originally I think they were going to film it in Canada, but they got, the rights through that they could film it in California, which was fantastic. So we've got Long Beach, got lots of locations, Long Beach to say, Westlake Village, Burbank Town Center, Burbank, Santa Clarita, and of course the 170 highway, which is quite important at certain points in this film. It's very important. And so that's the background. Let's have a look at the cast. The cast is headed by the wonderful, and people know I really think she's a great actress, Halle Berry. She plays Jordan, and a lot of people, I don't know, I don't understand it, It's Halle Berry, for goodness sake, and she really shows in this part what a great actress she is. That's why. I mean, she's got a wonderful career. There's so many films I could mention. Flintstones is an early film that she was in 1994. And I, of course, love her. I'm perhaps the only person, well, not only person, there are other people, but a lot of people. In the Catwoman, of course, she was great. She was fantastic. What is up with you people who don't like the Catwoman? I really don't understand it. But anyhow, I won't go on to one of my rants. I've reviewed the Catwoman, one of the earlier films that I reviewed, and I give it a very good review. Yes, she was in the X-Men films, of course. She was in X-Men 2000, X-Men 2, 2003, X-Men The Last Stand 2006, and X-Men Days of the Future Past 2014. She was great as Storm in the X-Men again. I mean, great roles. I mean, she's just great. She was also in another film which is a bit earlier, Gothica. Watch Gothica if you want to really see some great performances. And of course, now she's in the films that everybody loves, which is John Wick. She was in Chapter 3. Come on, that's 2019. You know, I don't know what she has to do, honestly, with people in this community sometimes, really. I think she's great. I do. Anyhow, Abigail Breslin, she plays Casey, and she's very good as well. She plays the young teen girl. She's got an interesting career as an actress. She goes right back. Little Miss Sunshine was one that brought her to the forefront, 2006. She was in Zombieland, horror comedy, 2009, quite important in that. She was in Fear Inc., 2016. She was in another Zombieland Double Tap 2019. And she's in Stillwater 2021, another excellent film, Stillwater. She's very good in this role, and she has to be, and she has to be up for it, because it's quite a challenging role, I think, especially when she's in the back of a car. And on the extra, she talks about the filming of all this. Well, she's in two in two cars. She has to be in the boot, as we say. Or as they say, they call it the trunk, don't they, in America? Wait, boot, eh? Anyhow, I think she's really good, and by the end, you're really sort of behind her totally in this film. It takes a good actress to do that, I think. Then we've got the real villain, the mad serial killer. That's what he is, a serial killer, really. Michael Eckund. He plays Michael Foster. Who is this? I mean, what I love about his performance is the way, just when we find out about him, the way he descends into this madness. It's frightening as well, and that's what's great about he's able to do to this role, and he's a real sicko, really. And that's what I liked about this film. It's not just a standard film where you've got a villain and he's a killer, and this really gets into the nitty gritty of, and that's what the horror element comes into it. I like to talk about the horror element. It's like some people, again, there's this sort of snobbery, they don't want to reflect that it's descended into horror. I love it doing that. I think it really enhances the film, and particularly the ending. Anyhow, we'll talk about that a bit later. Yes. Now, the other actor who stands out is Morris Chestnut. He plays Officer Paul Phillips, who is the boyfriend of Jordan, and his relationship is really nice with her. And we'll see that as the film develops. You can see that, and he's involved in the chase of trying to get the madman. He was in. His career started in quite a famous film, which was Boys in the Hood from 1991, and he's carried on doing a lot of films of various roles. Kick-Ass 2 he was in, which 2013, which a lot of people enjoy as a film. Yeah, they're the sort of main standout casts. Now, what is this film about? What is the premise of the film? Well, Jordan, played by Halle Berry, she's a 911 operator, and we see her how she's emotionally affected by this call that she takes from a teenager who's in real danger, trying to escape from this killer, which we learn is this Michael character. And of course, it all goes wrong, and the call ends, and she knows that she's been murdered, and it really affects her. And then they discover the body, and so she takes, she really has to take, I think, some time out from this and not be involved in the actual cause. And 6 months later, we meet her. She's been supported by a boyfriend, the police officer, and he's been Paul. He's really been supportive and helping her. Anyhow, 6 months later, she's a trainee. They've made a trainee of these operators, and she's very good. You can see how good she is at the job. But then she is thrown into the deep end when it all comes back again. She has to take this call, help this rookie, as they call him, or as we say, a newbie who is doing the calls, and she has to take over from that. She takes it because it's another teenager, another young girl who's been kidnapped. And of course, she then eventually realizes it's the same man who did it before. And this is where the whole film starts to get moving again. And we get a lot of action sequences, a lot of drama, and she's in the hub, as you call it, the control room. Then it moves from that, and we get these wonderful story, really, of how it all unravels, and we get to see wonderful elements. We move from this action thriller stuff into ultimately the horror of this madman, the serial killer, and it's wonderful. I absolutely loved it. It elevates the film totally, I think, the horror. I mean, it was good before. You would put it down as a good film, but this really helps make it such a great film. And the ending, wow, I love the ending as well. You've got to have the ending as it is. Definitely. Oh, yes. Yeah, this film is highly recommended. It's, it's considered a very low budget film, but Halle Berry, obviously, as we see, and she talked about it, she recognised what a great script this was, wanted to be involved, and she really had. She's brilliant in this role. I just can't, she is absolutely fantastic. And the film it's well directed as well. He adds all the elements you want. You're on your edge of this seat. You're wondering what's going to happen. Fantastic. I can't recommend it enough, really. I really enjoyed it. It's one I picked up as well, this film, very cheaply on a Blu-ray. Got a Blu-ray release in 2013. Here it is. You can pick these up, honestly, very cheap. But the extras, wow, we've got deleted scenes, we've got all the interviews, we've got the making of. The extras are wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And there's the disc. There's the disc. Yeah, just an on-recline disc. I really recommend this film. And you can get it cheap as well. A bargain. It is a bargain. It's a film I'll come back to and watch and be equally as gripped, even though I know what's going to happen. It's one of those films you could just sit back and enjoy again and become a great pleasure. And if you're a horror fan, yes, you enjoy this, I'll tell you. And that's it. That's my review. My review of The Call from 2013. Yes. So, if you're new to the channel, then, well, please subscribe. You know, you might enjoy some other ones. I perhaps you hope that I do. And if you like this video, please give it a like, because it helps with algorithms, so more people, hopefully, might enjoy my videos. I perhaps won't. I don't know. And it all costs note. It's free. Yeah, back. It is. And if you've got any comments, please put some comments down. You know, I love to read what you say, and I'll answer every comment I can. Yeah, I love it. That's it, really. That's all I've got to say. And I'll see thee again.